Streaming now, this is the Wood TV Live Desk.
And good afternoon, everyone. Phil Penarski here with the Wood TV Live Desk. Hope you're having a great day so far. The month of May is National Stroke Month, which looks to help raise awareness for the signs of someone or yourself having a stroke, and also provide more education into how to help prevent it from happening, and also just the best courses of actions. And joining us on the live desk today to talk a little bit more about that, we are being joined by Janice Saminsky. She is the Executive Director of the American Heart Association of West Michigan, as well as Brian Sandberg, who is a stroke survivor and really at the crux of what we're going to be talking about today. Thank you both so much for joining us today.
Welcome. Thank you very much.
And Jen, I would like to start with you and just kind of talking a little bit about what the American Heart Association is doing this month and has done this month. One of the big things, of course, is trying to get the acronym FAST, or FAST, out there and really just kind of help people be on the lookout for the symptoms of someone having a stroke. Could you kind of go into that acronym for us?
Yeah, absolutely. It is so important for us to make sure that we are sharing our message and educating the public on the fact that stroke can happen to anyone at any age. And we really want to encourage everyone to learn to recognize a stroke, because in a stroke emergency, every minute that you don't get help, more brain cells die. So we encourage everybody to use the acronym FAST. F stands for face drooping, A for arm weakness, S for speech difficulty, and T is it's time to call 911. And the important thing to take away from that is, if you think someone is having a stroke, call 911 and say, I think this is a stroke situation.
Right, and of course, you know, this is a very important topic that we're going to be discussing today, and just kind of sticking on that same thing, that acronym FAST, why is it important to not just really have a way of, you know, saying, you know, this is what you should be looking for people, when really you've come up with this acronym in a way to kind of get people actually thinking about it even ahead of stroke even happening?
I think if people can have the takeaway be that they remember FAST, that is easier for them to jump into action and to recognize the symptoms. So that's what we encourage everybody to do.
Right, and for everybody watching, I do want to recommend they head on over to our website, woodtv.com. We've got a full list of all the information you need from the American Heart Association. They've done a fantastic job of really laying everything out there, and you can find everything there on our website. If you're watching us on Facebook, be sure to head on down to the description box or the comment section. You'll find a link to that specific web article there as well. Brian, I want to switch over to you now and kind of get your experience on having a stroke. You were obviously a stroke survivor. You've experienced such an obviously scary situation. Can you just talk a little bit about that moment when you were first experiencing symptoms and when you first actually realized that you were having a stroke?
Yes, thanks, Phil. So January 7th, 2022, pretty normal Friday morning, about 10:30 in the morning, I had exactly what Jana's talking about. I had face drooping, my arm tingle, and I lost my right leg, use of my leg. And I yelled to my wife, Chrissy, at that time that I was either having a stroke or a heart attack. I wasn't sure what, and that we needed to go to the hospital. So, you know, this is kind of one of these interesting things. I mean, whether it's on Facebook or anything like that, or billboards, you see these various acronyms and you really don't pay attention to them, but somehow they find their way into the back of your brain. And somehow FAST made its way in the back of my brain, and we were able to get down to the ER as soon as possible. Within 20 minutes, I was on the table down at Spectrum ER, and they diagnosed that I was having a stroke and gave me some medication to bust some of the clots. And I spent 9 days in the ER and 16 days at Mary Free Bed. And at 45 years old, I came out on a walker, learning to re-walk. And Mary Free Bed and Spectrum were amazing in this. And you know, I was able to essentially come back May of last year and start driving again. And I've been back full-time work for 12 to 14 months now, and I have some residual effects, but basically the speediness of getting there and the awareness, there's no doubt that definitely has influenced my outcome.
Right now, and we're definitely glad to see that you are doing better, Brian. And just kind of wrapping up here, we really do appreciate you both coming on. But Brian or Jana, if you guys have any words of encouragement for people that have either experienced a stroke or kind of dealing with the after effects of that, or people that might need to know what they're doing and what to be on the lookout for, what would you tell those people?
Well, I would say from the American Heart Association and the American Stroke Association perspective, we really want to make sure that people know that this can happen to anyone at any time, and that stroke is the #5 killer in the nation. So it's really important to know that some strokes are preventable, not all, but some are. And it's really important to know that the high blood pressure is the #1 preventable cause of stroke. So it's important to know your blood pressure and to keep in the healthy range, and to make sure that you are talking to your healthcare provider about ways to improve your well-being and to prevent stroke. And I know, in addition to the resources that you have on your website, people can also go to stroke.org to learn more information.
And I would add that locally here we have tremendous medical facilities, but the awareness is the one thing I think right out of the gate, is just being aware of the signs and the symptoms, so you can take action, because as Jana said, every second counts, and just to realize with the facilities we here have in town, you can have an amazing outcome. And as I sit here now, 14, 16 months out from this, there are very few people that meet me and have conversations or even aware that we had a medical event like this, or almost spending a month in the hospital. So just, and the other thing I would say is, support those around you who have gone through this, and just know that there is help and hope on the other side of it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.